My name's Val Price, and over the years I've done lots of different jobs. Most of them was, the main one was 15 years as a personnel officer. And then I had 7 years running the Sports and Social Club, which I made into a conference centre, and it was good. In its own second-class listed building with a view of the Welsh Hills, and football pitches, squash courts, everything, 4 different areas. And because we were United Biscuits, which was a biscuit company, they left me alone because they didn't know what the club business was like. So I had this fantastic sort of place there, which I loved. But I've worked in a hotel, I've worked for a barrister, owned a dinner shop, done lots of different things. I've, really enjoyed my life and work I've chosen. Now, well, I did 2008, and that was the biggest sort of opening to me because we were doing things in the voluntary. I was up in the cathedral, I was in the bumper club, I was in all sorts of places. My son didn't understand any of what I was doing, all in weird and different places. But at the end of it, I realised I knew my city better than when I first started. But I hadn't realised that we were the 4th poorest, we had the 4 poorest neighbourhoods in the UK. And we had food banks, we had 6 food banks. Now, for someone like me who'd been born in 1945, when there was no support or very little support, and devastation and that all around, it really shocked me. Lots of people say, I want to make a difference, but how do you do it? So we started off by getting people in their own areas like Knotty Ash and Old Swan and things like that to look around them, different ages. And we had an old lady of 89 in Knotty Ash, visited every pub, didn't buy a drink in any of them, but found out a lot. And she said to me, I'm out every day, and people are saying hello. And then I had a group of youngsters doing it. And they interviewed a barber in Knotty Ash, Old Swan, and they talked to him. And they went back just before the end to say, we're going to put this on and it's going to be in St George's Hall. And the guy had passed away. But the important thing was, we got his memories. And that was brilliant, because he'd been in business there all his life. So, over the years, I've done various things like that. But I had a bit of a problem just before Christmas time. And I was under the duvet thinking, how can you, because there's people out there who like Easter fairs sometimes. And I wanted to continue, and I wasn't going to let any beggar get me down. So there was a gentleman in the area I live, and I call him community supremo. He's into everything, and he's a lovely guy. And he said, I think I can find a space for you. And I must admit, I expected a desk, but it didn't. I got a building. So I have this building in Toxteth. But we don't call it Toxteth, it's L8, because that covers Granby, Dingle and Toxteth. So it's an LA community hub. Not yet with a sign on the outside, it's still the old mission hall as far as the world's concerned. But that's about putting together something where we have this facility, we've got IT, we've got offices, we've got space to run events, and downstairs we've got the hub. And that's special, I'll come back to that. But this means I can bring people in. And I've done a challenge on LinkedIn Liverpool. Do you want to make a difference? Well, if you do, come and see us, let's see what you can do. And I've had offers of Tai Chi, history lessons, all sorts, which is brilliant. So enough, I wanted to be, I couldn't define exactly what I wanted to be, but even as a child, I remember I wanted to be where I knew what was going on around me and had some impact on it. But as I said, I couldn't visually say what it was I wanted to do. I just knew I had this need to be constantly involved in what was going on around me and making an impact. To me, tremendously. Especially, as I said, it was 1945. I lived in a road where community was exactly what it was. I went to a little church school next door. And it was just the community, I think, that was there, the caring and the talking. You go out to the Swan for shopping at 10 o'clock, you wouldn't get back till 12 or 1 because you'd met every Tom, Dick and Harry that lived in the area. You did your shopping, but that communication was there, that chatting was always there to support. So to me, it was very important, and it was Liverpool. And Liverpool is about history as well. It's about Roscoe's, the Rathbones. All of these people have had a tremendous impact. You don't get into Liverpool if you don't understand the history behind it. I think my mum and dad, they had 5 children. My dad lost his dad when he was 9. My mum lost her mum when she was 2 months. They had no idea what being a parent was. So in some ways that made me the person they would ask, could they help? And I did from the age of 10 onwards, and then they relaxed. But my mum her mum died, as I said, when she was 2, and she was in an orphanage. But what I got from my mum was loving and giving, which was strange coming from somebody who was brought up in an orphanage. And I think possibly the lack of it is why she gave so much. And my dad was a shy sort of man, but very intelligent and an inquiring mind. I think the biggest risk I took was when I decided to leave my marriage after 28 years. I wanted to be me, and I'd stopped being me. And strangely enough, my ex some time ago said to me, I would never have done what I've done if I would have stayed with him. So that was rather a nice acknowledgement that, but it was scary, but it was also exciting. That's a funny one. I've just practiced looking into the mirror and thinking, what do I say? And I see a shock. I don't believe that the person who's looking back at me is me. Because this head up here is telling me that I'm still a child, I'm still learning, there's still so much to do. I still have this need to laugh and enjoy at stupid things. I always remember sitting on the bus with my mum, and there was a lady in front with a hat which was really round, beautifully round, and I had to stop my mum putting a dint in it. And I've inherited that. I just have this need